To first look or not to first look?
That is the question.
Let's get into it. This is Taylor.
And this is Jordan.
And today we're going to talk about whether or not to first look.
Yeah, so what a first look is a shoot before your wedding where the bride and groom can just kind of get together and have a few pictures taken before the ceremony happens. So it's a break against tradition because usually you see each other first as you're walking down the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
So there are
Best
some pros and
photos
cons.
ever, by the way. Like when you first see each other for the first time, that's like the greatest photos of any wedding.
Right.
Whether it's a first look or down the aisle.
Exactly.
That's
so
like
that
the
raises the
moment.
question, where should that moment happen?
Yes.
Because the pictures are going to be different. So it's the best picture ever because it's the reaction photo, but do you want it on the aisle or do you want it in a first look? So I actually am pro first look, so is Jordan.
Yes, I am.
But for the sake of this video, I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I'm going to be my mother.
Channel your mother.
Channel my inner mother. My mother hates first looks. She's very traditional. She thinks that you guys should see each other as you're first walking down the aisle. You shouldn't see each other that entire morning or that day until that moment.
The funny thing is, when I was getting married, I first thought I didn't want to do a first look, but my mom actually was the one who told me I should because I'm a very anxious person. And she's like, Jordan, you are going to be the biggest mess already the morning of your wedding.
Yeah.
She's like, you need to see Ben first so you cannot be having a panic attack.
Right. Yeah, like if you have a lot of anxiety, it definitely can be more relaxing. You know,
Yeah.
you have them to kind of calm you down and remind you that you're marrying like this amazing person.
One of my biggest pros for first looks is one, it's just you two. So that is just sweet in itself. It's just you two and your photographer. So I think you get really wonderful photos. Ours are really great. And then another thing too is that we took all of our photos together, our portrait pictures and our bridesmaids, groomsmen pictures all before the whole wedding happened. So we didn't have to take a long break in between our ceremony and our reception. So that was so much easier for my day of planning.
Right, and your guests don't have to wait around and stare at your cake longingly, like, where's the bride and groom? I just want this cake, you know.
I know, and
you're there much quicker.
And sometimes that break in between ceremony and reception is a long time, and you're like, what am I gonna do? I went to a wedding where the break was 4 hours. We were like, what are we going to do? What am I gonna do in this city that I don't know?
Right.
So the bride and groom gave suggestions and stuff you could do. We ended up going to
But you're all dressed up and
We literally went to a McDonald's and then a park. And then we went to the reception. But hey, you do you. I'm just saying, I'm pro first look.
And it is hard for me to come up with reasons why not to do a first look because I really do love them.
We're biased.
But I mean, there is something to be said about that traditional moment. So when you're walking down the aisle, it's very emotional, and it's the first time your guests are seeing you in your wedding dress and him in his tux or his suit.
Yeah.
So it's nice when you shed a tear or two, and I think we all kind of have imagined that moment where the groom starts crying at the end of the aisle because he's seeing his bride. So you do sacrifice that moment.
But let me just say, I had a first look. I didn't cry during my first look, but I bawled like a baby going down the aisle. I don't know why, because it's different, like you're walking. But I don't think we got any less emotion while we were walking down the aisle by doing a first look first. I don't think any of that was missing.
And superstition-wise, the reason people
walk
down the aisle...
about that elephant in the room, superstitions.
I mean, originally the reason people, didn't see each other till the morning of was arranged marriages, and the father was afraid that the groom would not
run away.
Back out.
That's why veils were a thing too.
Yeah, that's not important anymore. So even if you're superstitious, just throw that out the window. That's not a thing.
There are other superstitious things you can do to get your superstitious points up for your wedding.
Something old, something blue, something bar, something new.
There you go.
Do all that. Yeah, so I don't think that should be a factor into whether or not you do a first look or not.
Do you want a first look or do you not want a first look? Please let us know.
Then anything that you want us to talk about, comment in the section below and we'll get to it. See you next time.
Bye guys.